How did you get in WWF, by the way? Is that through Jake? Is that why they brought you in?
No, no. Well, it was kind of neat. Well, wasn't really neat. Uh, Gosh, we were in Kansas City, and we did a show in Omaha. Now, Kansas City, everybody, we're starving our butts off, and we did a show in Kansas City, me against Warlord on top, and we did 63 or 68,000. I can't remember. It was over $60,000, and boy, we were all excited because we know we're going to get a good payoff. I mean, we were starving. We'd drive 400 miles for 9 people in the audience because they wouldn't put the advertising out, or it was because Crockett had bought the territory from Geigel, and Kansas City was a rough territory anyway, I guess, to work. A lot of miles and not a lot of fans a lot of time. Uh, but anyway, we did so well. So the next morning, I called the office and I wanted to tell Dusty how great we did, and this, that, and the other. I want to know when we were going to go back because, this pumped new blood into the crew. And he goes, baby, he goes, y'all not going to go back. He said that's prime for this office, you know.
Hmm.
And so they took Omaha away from us. So it was like kind of okay. Then a week later or whatever, I got a payoff, and it was for $75 on top for a $60,000 house. So I called up the office and said, "There's been a mistake." And Jimmy told me, he said, "No." He said, "We're losing a lot of money out there." He said, "This is the payoff." I said, "Well, you got my notice." And uh, gave him my 2 week notice, and I hung up the phone. And they called back and they said, "Is that for Baby Doll too?" I handed her the phone and she said, "Yep." And we hung up the phone again. Well, I made a call to Watts, and because Bill had wanted me, but I wasn't going to go home until I was ready. I was not going to go wrestle at home until I was wrestling on top other places.
Right.
And I was on top. I was, so I was higher up in the cards, and so I went to work for Watts. And boy, the payoffs, everything just went through the roof again. I was back up making over 5,000 a week and stuff. It was great. And then, gosh, Missing Link got hurt. He hurt his back, so I had to take his place. Then Dark Journey got hurt, so Nicola ended up taking her place. So then Nicola and I were together for a bit. Well, Crockett came in and bought out Watts, and when the buyout happened, Eddie Gilbert called me up. He was the booker, and he asked me if I could come down to TV early that day. So I went down and met him at around 11:30 or so at the Billy Bob's, and he said Crockett bought the territory. He said he's not firing anybody except you and Doll. And I said okay.
Whoa.
So I went on back to the house. I told Nicola, and then I called up to the office and I talked to somebody in talent relations, and they told me to show up at TV on May the 9th, and I got a job, a 2-year contract. It was a rather generic contract because that's how what it was back in the day, but they guaranteed me work, and I knew my work would carry me, and it did. I mean, I don't know if Jake ever secretly behind the scenes gave me the rub. He never did any other time in our career, so um, I don't know if he did or not.